Well, we're on the way to making it official. We are giant killers this year. We've beaten 2 top tier opponents in 2 competitions and we face another one today. It's a side we lost to last season in one of the cups, so let's see if we can put that right. We're still missing a striker. We've got a few players potentially coming in on a free. It's a little bit frantic, but we've started well. Let's go and get into it with Distillery. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 12 of Lifting Spirits with me, Daniel. We are back today for a cup game against Ballymena United, a side we narrowly lost to last season in the cup. We'll see how far we've come as they've been relegated to the second tier as well. We'll then face Banbridge in the league as we look to continue our unbeaten start. But there are a couple of little problems, which we'll address in a moment. So if you're looking forward to all of that, as well as seeing the swift changes to the playing squad since the window, then please do put a thumbs up on it and subscribe for daily FM23 content. We'll be back with the head coach later today. It falls in the one not to miss category. It's certainly an eventful one. Hopefully this will be too. But there's links up there to that playlist, the Twitch channel, and some of our FM23 save ideas as well. But let's go straight to transfers because it's been a strange old couple of months. Let's go and have a look at what we've been doing since you were last with me. We've got a few deals potentially going through, which we'll talk about later in the episode. But for now, since you were here, we've brought in a striker who's not going to feature, a midfielder who we were chasing in the last episode, and we've released one of our deadline day signings. That man, Sam Verdon, the striker. He played 2 games at the start, his finishing attribute went down by 1 within a week, and he didn't score a goal, so I sent him away. He wasn't worth it, and for a player whose appearance fee was stopping us signing 2 or 3 others, I couldn't justify it. So Verdon leaves the club, the assistant was right, not the scouts. In replacement, we took a gamble on Jamal Ibrahim, who is improving, but is not first team ready yet. He is basically on about 15 quid a week, so there's no worries if he doesn't get a game because we don't pay him. And if we do, or he comes off the bench, it's a nominal fee. At the moment, that hasn't been needed. The other signing was the man we wanted, Owen McCall, who is a 2.5-star midfielder. Very solid backup on the right wing, in centre mid. Even as a number 10, he's got plenty of versatility. And he's a player that's really contributed so far. So keeping him, very important for the squad. But let's have a look at what's been going on the pitch, because it's very clear where the deficit is and it's very clear where we've improved. If we have a look at the schedule since you were last with me, we drew 1-1 away at Knockbreda in our first away game in the league. Adam Harwood and Josh Lynch scoring very late goals for both sides. A 3-2 defeat followed at Carrick Reserves. That was the Steel and Sons Cup. We are not going to defend it this year. We went out at the first attempt. A goal for McKee, a goal for Shearer, but not enough to get a result. We did, though, get a massive result in one of the bigger cups, which is why we're playing Ballymena today. We drew 1-1 with top tier Crusaders and we got very lucky. We were 1-0 down and getting absolutely battered, but then goal scorer Lee O'Neill got sent off. It allowed Mark McKee to score. Ethan Carey still had a very good game at the back, and then on penalties we nicked it by 4-3. Jamal Ibrahim, one of his few appearances, and he missed a penalty as well. Following that though, we've managed to maintain our unbeaten start in the league, albeit with a frustrating draw at home to Portstewart, and albeit having played a lot more home games than away matches. But a 2-1 win against Queen's University, Levingston and Shearer scored in the first half before a late consolation. And then a 3-2 win against Dollingstown, Peter McKinnon off the bench with a winner, after Mark McKee and Craig Farquhar had scored 2 earlier goals. A 0-0 draw followed against Portstewart, Neil Graham very good in this game. And then a 3-0 win at Ballymacash Rangers, a goal for McKee, a goal for Lynch, and 1 for Shearer off the bench. Shearer having a really good year so far, making me less worried about the striker. But let's be honest, that is the one area where we've not got the cutting edge. We're better defensively last year overall. We've kept a couple of clean sheets already, which is a miracle. And we've also had a lot less good chances against us. However, we are scoring less goals. We've had a 1-1 draw, we've had a 0-0 draw. And those are the things that we didn't have last year. We were always scoring goals. So let's go and get into it today against Ballymena United. The only thing this team is missing is a Leon Boyd. But we still don't have it. We're going to have to rotate a bit for this one. And with loads of cup games coming up, this game and the league game at the weekend are crucially important to our season. So let's go and get through to it, see how we can line up. get our strongest 11 possible out there against second tier Ballymena and see if we can do one better than we did against them last year. Well, the first warning is to close down Daniel Kearns, who is a very good player. Not sure what he's doing in the second tier with them, but regardless he is. We're going to make 2 changes, are we, according to the assistant? I don't think so. I've put a couple of young players on the bench, but let me show you the senior team. We've got a tired Harvey after international duty. We've got a tired McVarnock, I don't really know why. And we've also got an ineligible Farquhar against his parent club, which means this is the team we've put out. Probably the weakest defence I've named all season, which is a worry, but the rest of the team's strong. We've got Ethan Carey, the regular cup goalkeeper, back in. Warnock and McGill, the fullbacks, with Reid and McGann as centre-half. Levingston and Chambers in the middle with McKee just ahead of them. And then Withers back from injury on the left, Healy over on the right. And goal-scoring machine this season, Jordan Shearer up front. And here we go. Ballymena arguably have a stronger side than last season. They've kept McDade and Parkhouse up front, signed Kearns in behind. They've got a really good team here. Not sure about the defence, but Kevin Horlock, former Northern Irish international and Manchester City player, in charge. So let's get the lads motivated. Let's go and get into it. To be honest, this is just about a fun day out. If we can get a good performance and then win at the weekend, I'd still consider it a good episode. In fact, McDade's playing off the left here. He's not playing through the middle. But Ballymena have got an early free kick. Kearns with reliable delivery. It's going to be a penalty. How many of those innocuous penalties in the box are we seeing this year? Seems to be a big thing in FM23. As McDade steps up from the spot, can Carey produce the heroics? No, he can't. That's a great pen. Keeper goes the wrong way, but that doesn't even matter. It was right in the top corner. It wasn't savable. It's 1-0 Ballymena. Same start as last year. Well, it has been quiet since, as we get to 33 minutes with no further highlights, and we've got the ball at the back with Ethan Carey. Can we get one back before half-time? It'd be great. Not like that. Healy runs away from the ball. It's nicked in by Graham, the left-back, and McDade cuts it inside to Keeley, the centre-half. Over to Graham, who's overlapped well. Across the box towards Parkhouse, who gets up well. And Carey cannot do anything about that. The defensive stopper got caught behind the ball. And Parkhouse, he's better in the air. There's no competing with him. This is definitely an improved Ballymena side. I'd be very shocked if they don't go back up. As Reid tries to deal with the cross, Parkhouse wins it again. To be honest, we haven't got anyone that can compete with him in the air. As Carey gets the ball at the back, long kick forward. Shearer goes up, can't win it. And if anything, this is going to get a bit ugly soon. We need to try and be careful, prevent those crosses. As Wade gets down the right again. Turns inside, some lovely footwork there. Goes back to his centre-half Horton, up to Parkhouse. Wins another header to Wade. He gets it across the box. Parkhouse wins it again. And it's over the bar. We've got a youth Northern Irish international of the past. And he's absolutely tearing us apart here. As it's McDade on the left to Kearns. Some lovely football. This is a good side Ballymena have got. Horton are going to get the ball wide, is he? No. Keeps it for now. Play short to Kelly, the skipper, and Wade. Parkhouse through ball. It's excellent stuff. Kearns makes it 3. How many is this going to be? McGann is not good enough to start centre-half regularly. The other lads are getting completely outclassed. So at some point, we're just going to start resting for the weekend. The big thing for us is hoping that this doesn't dent the confidence. They've dominated the game. We've had no shot on target. What's going on? That's one of the worst halves I've seen. It's not, because I'm also doing the head coach. But for now, we've got a few inspired. Let's go and get into the second half. And straight away, we're back with Ballymena in possession. On the right-hand side with Wade. Back to McGee, who just hoofs downfield. He knows Parkhouse is going to win it. There's no pressure. Chambers nicks in this time, no to Levingston. Give us a goal at least to enjoy. Almost. Great effort off the woodwork. Behind for a goal kick. And we're back pretty quickly after it as well, as McGill nicks the ball on the right-hand side. Through to McKee, who catches Healy napping. And Connor Keeley has made a crucial error there. McKee gives us a lifeline. Well, 20 minutes to go. I think we've got to look ahead to the weekend a bit, because at the moment, we're not competitive in this game. So Levingston is going to get a rest in centre mid. McCall will come in for him. I could bring in the youngsters in fairness. I'm going to do that. Let's give Topku a run out. He can come on for McGann at centre half. Or in fact Reid, because Reid will start at the weekend. So those two can go together at the back. We're going to have McCall in centre mid. Miller will come on for McKee as number 10. Shearer's had a shocker but no service, so Peter Kiernan on for him. And then what else do we do? Withers on the way back from injury. Josh Lynch, you can have a run out as well. 5 changes made, 20 to go. I think we've accepted defeat here. And with 15 left on the clock, it's a Ballymena free kick. It's an excellent position for it, and it's a great technician over it. Daniel Kearns scores his second of the game. I mean, I don't know how many free kicks are going in this year as the jig is out again, but Daniel Kearns makes it 4. Ballymena looking excellent. We're going out of the cup, and hopefully we bounce back in the league at the weekend. We've got to make this worthwhile. This season isn't about trophies. It's about getting promoted, whether that's the playoff, whether that's automatic. We've got to try and get it done. So let's go and get through to the weekend game. Banbridge away is the fixture. So let's tell the lads we weren't happy with that. They're all inspired, they're all motivated, and now we need the response on the pitch, and we'll see if we get it in a minute. Well, as all three have now agreed terms with us, let's talk about those transfers that were pending. Now, the frustration is, we found 2 strikers that might solve our problem, but they can't join till January. So unless they're massive upgrades, we're probably not going to go through with it. The first one is this guy, Tembe. He is a 19-year-old at Shamrock Rovers. Another one from the Republic of Ireland that the Director of Football is finding. And he's a good finisher, a good header of the ball. But there's a lot of weaknesses elsewhere, particularly off the ball, which I find is crucial. So I'm not going to let that one go through, particularly when it's a fairly big appearance fee as well. And in this one's even more annoying because Jack Sharvin is currently the top scorer in our league. We mentioned him on the opening day being better than any of our strikers. And although it's not by much, that still is the case. So I was looking at him as a potential replacement, strengthens the side, bit more balanced all round. But given that he can't come in till January, and we can discuss terms again then, is it worth doing? Because I fancy if we're still near the top, we'll be able to find someone better than him. So those 2 will be cancelled. However, there is one we are going to go through with. Jim O'Hanlon is 30 years of age, released by Warren Point last year, and he's just a slight upgrade on the right wing to Brian Healy. Both of them will be on a pay-as-you-play deal, so we're not going to be paying them both at once, and to be honest, Healy's is barely anything at all. Jim O'Hanlon, 65 quid an appearance. He's just a solid all-rounder, not as quick as Healy, much better technically, and very decent mentally. A bit of experience is exactly what we need. Played games galore for Glentoran, has played abroad as well, and has also had some games for Warren Point. We can't ask for more than that. So Jim O'Hanlon in, let's see how good he is, then we'll get ahead to Banbridge. He's not bad at all actually, a fine addition as the fans say, and I think I would agree with that assessment. 3.5 star ability will ask Warnock to welcome in. The only slight difficulty with him, a bit like Withers, is he naturally suits playing right midfield rather than right wing. And I don't know whether that's something I should change tactically. I'd be interested to get your thoughts if you've tried both this year. When we've had the wingers further up, they've not had the best average rating. So I might try and play a traditional 4-4-1-1 and put Withers and O'Hanlon back to wide midfield roles. Just see if it has an impact. I wonder if it will. Particularly away from home might keep us more solid. But let's worry about that later. For now, through to match day. And that's our final signing before January. Unless a great striker comes up. And here we go. Fitness test time as Withers is edging his way back again. Are we going to see a debut on the right though? And are we going to see an adjustment of that tactic? Let's go and put the opposition instructions on. I almost feel it would be better to have the wingers attacking from deeper, but I don't know how it will work out. If we assess the form from this season so far and make the adjustments to the team, Withers when fit has not been great. Josh Lynch had been covering on the left, and to be honest, he'd been pretty average. His best performance actually came when playing centre midfield against Queens. And then on the right-hand side, Healy's not been great either. So there is a suggestion that playing a bit deeper there can be more of a threat. What we're going to do is pick our 11, make the adjustments needed. We'll be back in a minute to run through our decisions and hopefully continue our unbeaten start. Right, I'm going to go for it. We've put the wingers back to support duties in a midfield 4. And this is the team back to full strength, bar the goalkeeper I'd forgotten, with Neil Graham in goal, Harvey and Reed the fullbacks with Farquhar and McGill centre half. Only a couple of months left on McGill's loan now. We might have to prioritise getting him permanently. Look at the ratings. He's the form player with McKee. We've got O'Hanlon making a debut on the right, Withers back on the left, Chambers and Levingston in centre midfield, and then McKee behind Shearer. Can he get back in form today? It's the only thing we're missing. If we had a great striker, we'd romp this league. Let's go and submit the team now into the game against Banbridge. All I want to do is stay unbeaten. Even with draws, we'll be in contention. And these are the teams. No one particularly familiar in that Banbridge side, but 3 changes made regardless. We've made a few ourselves. We're back to what I would consider close to full strength. We're only missing a great striker. And at the moment, it's not harming us too much. We mentioned last year, second place, that playoff position, wasn't even near 2 points a game. So if we can win every other game and then draw some of the others, we'll be right up there. Come the end of the season, I'm not that worried. For us, it's consistency, being defensively resolute, and with a few lads inspired and motivated, I hope we get another strong performance today. Well, this has been a quiet half. 33 minutes, no shots on target for either side, and not really a very good match at all, to be honest, as Snodden plays into midfield. We have looked at it a lot this season, though. We didn't until last weekend against Ballymacash. We hadn't won a league game by more than a single goal. But equally, we've been in every game, which is crucial, as McGill gives it back to Farquhar and Reed. Back out a left back today. Let's see how he does. Finds Farquhar again. He just goes long towards McKee. Missed by the defender. He's in one-on-one. We haven't created many chances, and that means we need to take them when we get them. That shot straight at the keeper. He should have done better. It stays 0-0, but with McKee in that role, it's almost like having a front two. The wingers aren't really doing any better. That is a bit of a concern for us here. And as the long ball goes over the top, we should deal with that comfortably. The best thing I can say is there hasn't been a huge threat on our goal either, as Graham rolls the ball out to Reed. The Linfield loanee doing well. Plays to Ballymena loanee Farquhar, and it's long over the top towards Shearer. That's aimless. Although, the keeper's made a mistake, so's the defender, and he somehow got a penalty out of it. You saw it glitched. It was one of those weird animations. But Jordan Shearer from nowhere, from a useless long ball, has won a penalty for Mark McKee. He's put it in the bottom corner. And out of nowhere, in a pretty average performance, we lead 1-0 at Banbridge. This is exactly how we've been all season. Not great, but getting the job done. And in this league, there's no room for fancy football, as we've got a throw on the left with Reed. It's a very narrow pitch here, which isn't helping our wingers, but it's out towards Withers, who tries to win it back. Long downfield, but they've left no one up. You stay in your goal, Graham. Don't get carried away. Farquhar plays a 1-2 with Chambers. Long towards McKee. Headed into midfield for Gallagher. Hoofs it straight through. I mean, we can deal with that all day long. Out to Reed at left back. And Farquhar. Chambers. Nice football. Again, a little bit hasty trying to go over the top. Just got to calm it down a little. It's long forward this time from the host as Farquhar away. Only as far as Gormley. Nicked by McKee. Excellent work from the number 10. Runs past the defenders. Gets in behind. And I tell you what, we're starting to get a sniff of champions here. Doing the job. 7 out of 10s across the board. And it's 2-0 up away from home. You remember the second half of last season, in the calendar year 2023, we won 1 away game in that whole half a season. Here, we're not looking like we're going to lose any away games, and that is absolutely crucial. We're going to say we've created loads, the scoreboard reflects that. I'm not sure we have created loads, but it's all about building confidence, and at the moment, the lads are very happy. Now let's go and see this job out and get the win over the line. This is exactly the type of half I wanted. No shots on target for the host, they're going from distance, as Shearer heads one over the bar. We're going to look at subs in a minute, because Withers only got 75 minutes fitness. O'Hanlon's debut not going great. And Shearer, to be fair to him, has not had a good game. As Levingston heads one over, I'm not going to worry about tired legs, because we've got a week off in terms of league fixtures. In fact, I think we've got 2 off for league games. As it's flicked through to Graham, he's sweeping, he's got a good starting position. Oh, we look fabulous. We look really rock solid. I love it. As it's Reed back to Farquhar, out to the left to Withers. Can we get any magic for him before he comes off? I don't think so. Reed back to Graham again. Taking his time on the ball, and why wouldn't he? Because there's no pressure. We're playing some nice stuff at the back until Farquhar eventually goes long. Headed away as far as McKee, who can't win it. And it's a big switch of play. Harvey up, can't win the header. Neither can McGill. And that is the lifeline we didn't need to give them. A really poor goal to concede. But it's one of those. They're back in the game. Now let's react and make some changes. I'm going to bring on Josh Lynch on the left-hand side. On the right, we'll go for Owen McCall. Just gives us a bit more of a defensive option. We might even play him as a defensive winger, but instead, we'll go for an inverted winger on support. And then up front, Shearer off, McKiernan on. They're the 3 for now. Though we're back immediately for a Banbridge goal kick, and I'm starting to get a little nervy. You can see why we're not winning games by more than a goal most weeks, because we do have a little frailty in us. As Patchett's through again, it's terrible defending, and it's a great save from Neil Graham. The keeper comes to our rescue. I want to say concentrate, it never works, so I'm going to praise them. Just hope we get some sort of reaction out the lads. Banbridge throwing everything at us now, and it's all about holding on as we've had no reaction at all. Alves with a chance to cross, set up the first goal. Free header Patchett, great save Graham. McKinnon hacks it clear. Oh, this is getting tense now. Let's go and make another change in midfield. Livingston is struggling. I'm going to bring on Diego McGann. Deloney just gives us a bit more of a defensive solid option. And we're back at the back with Graham, playing out to Harvey. The right back had an okay game, but where he's going on internationals, we're struggling with fatigue now. McGill gives the ball away. He's knackered too. And it's through to Alves on the edge. Great effort. Just over the bar. Do I take one of these defenders off? I almost feel like, despite their quality, we probably need to save legs now. So McGill's going to come off. We'll move Farquhar and Reed over one. Warnock on at left back. Let's just see it out. We've got 10 minutes to go. This would be a great result. 4 minutes of stoppage time about to be played, and I am going to do the dirty. Time wasting, we'll play more direct. We are in no hurry to try and score again or create any more chances. We got 2 goals up, we did our job. Now let's make sure we don't get caught. We're going to drop the lines, we're going to go a bit defensive, and I'll make no apologies. Let's get back into it. Can we hold out for another big win, or are we going to get pegged back? Either way, we shouldn't lose it now. As Patchett's up, heads a great chance just wide. We've got very fortunate there, but I think we're going to hold on. And Lisburn Distillery continue to pick up results without being brilliant. We're going to tell the lads they did well. We weren't at our best, but we got the result. I can't tell you how many times I've said that already this year. Let's see the table. We're top. Tobermoor United lose at home to Dolinstown. And let's look at the table. It's a 3-horse race. 2 points separate the top 3. Then there's 5 back to Armagh. This is going all the way. And as we celebrate 45 quid in the bank, O'Hanlon's debut, which has cost us more than that, and McKee inspiring another win, 7 unbeaten in the league. I do have to reflect on another frustration, which is, can we just find a great striker? Because if we do, someone that's 2/3 as good as Leon Boyd was, we will win this league easily. At the moment though, it's going to be a tense title race because we just can't kill off a game. So let's go and have a look at the schedule for when we're next going to be back. We've got a couple of weeks break now for the Cups. We've got a Northern Irish Cup tie coming up as well. And then I think we're going to leave it till a bit later in the year. We'll either come back for Tobermoor United in late December, depending on how many games we've played between now and then, or we'll come back for Dolinstown in January. But either way, they're the 2 sides it looks like we're going to be scrapping with. And if it's 2 from 3, we've got to make sure we're one of those 2. And I don't care how ugly it is. But if you did enjoy this episode, a heavy cup defeat, but a big unbeaten start to the league season, please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know what you think of the right winger signing and whether I should play with wide midfielders or with attacking wingers. And let me know what you think of the season. Of that 3-horse race, can we be one of the 2 to go up? Are we going to regret not getting a great striker? Or are we still going to find a way? Let me know your thoughts on that and subscribe to stay up to date with daily videos. You can find the head coach later today. It is one not to miss. Very eventful, very interesting. Please do give it a go. You can also find the link to my Twitch channel for regular live streams and some of my FM23 save ideas. And in the description, there's links to all the other platforms too. Thank you for your support as always. I do appreciate you watching. We're top of the league, but it's very close. I'll see you next time to find out if we're still there.